Hey everybody, it's Sam from Wrestling Overtime with your news and updates for May 31st, 2020. Friday night's WWE SmackDown drew higher ratings. They got 2.15 million viewers, and it is the best number that they've seen since April 17th. However, they celebrated that when they heard that on Saturday and I guess early Sunday. But it came out Sunday afternoon, this evening, a little bit, that possibly this wasn't exactly SmackDown's ratings. Because as we all know, the riots and protests and different things started, and they found out that there were some Fox stations that actually cut away from SmackDown and showed SmackDown at a later time or a different time in order to break in and show the protests that were happening in their city. So this 2.17 million viewers may have been watching the protests and the riots instead of actually watching SmackDown. So, not real sure. WWE Network announced that they are premiering Sting, the Lost Tapes, at 8 p.m. on Sunday night. And that is also going to be running, I guess, throughout the month, along with the first parts of The Undertaker, The Last Ride. It will finish up, I believe, next week with 2 episodes back to back. AEW did a shot of Brandy. They put it out on their YouTube channel, and I watched it because it had Orange Cassidy on it. And I was wondering, well, how are they going to do that? I only watch a shot of Brandy every once in a while. It depends on who she has on as a guest. But I was interested in, was Orange Cassidy going to kind of lay on her countertop and drink, or have Brandy, make him drink out of a sippy cup as she cooked, or what exactly was going to happen? But no. Orange Cassidy actually talked on this episode. So if you want to hear Orange Cassidy, go to AEW's YouTube page and look at a shot of Brandy. I believe it was episode 26. They both got pretty buzzed. They were drinking screwdrivers with Patron tequila, and Brandy makes orange chicken because, she wants to use the orange juice and the orange chicken because he's Orange Cassidy. They end up talking about Tony Schiavone, which I found extremely amusing because Orange Cassidy would say different things. He made a comment about Brandy's knife set, and she was showing him the different knives that were in her set, and she said, and this is the big one. And that's what she said. And so she would make little comments by saying, and that's what she said, all the time. And finally, Orange Cassidy was like, what is going on? And that's when she proceeded to tell him that Tony Schiavone is on this kick of saying that all the time. And she said, I have just picked that up from Tony Schiavone. And she said, I can't help but laugh. She said, I know it's kind of stupid, but she said, I find it really funny and I can't help it. And she said, I can't get over how much Tony Schiavone drinks. And Orange Cassidy is like, what? And she said, yeah, we went out after Double or Nothing to celebrate, and she talked about how he drank 3 pina coladas in an hour, which Tony doesn't seem like a pina colada man. But I guess we found out on a shot of brandy that he is. Orange Cassidy went into a little bit about himself, but he mostly was deflecting and asking Brandy different things about herself. Cody made a cameo appearance making fun of them and then realizing that Brandy was buzzed. That was kind of funny. But it was a pretty enjoyable episode. Another update was that the PW Insider broke was that WWE has decided to ban the buckle bomb. Now, if you don't know what a buckle bomb is, it is when someone picks them up and does a power bomb into the turnbuckle. They usually hit the one on the bottom. However, there are times that they throw the person that is getting the buckle bomb not well enough. I'm trying to describe this as nicely as I can. And they hit the second turnbuckle and then immediately hit the bottom one and their head and neck snap. And I'm sure that that's why they are banning it. But it's really not known. WWE did not come out and say why. However, rumor is, and scuttlebutt through the grapevine is, that it's thought to be because Nia Jax botched the buckle bomb that she did on Kairi Sane on April the 20th. For those of you who didn't see that, she got her up in the buckle bomb position. Like I said, she basically hit her head on the second one and it bounced down and then hit the ground. She's out. She was hurt. Also, the famous one is from back in 2015 where everybody, I think, was calling for Seth Rollins' head on a platter because Seth Rollins actually did a buckle bomb to Sting and re-injured his neck, and that is one of the reasons why Sting has not continued wrestling and hasn't gotten back in a ring. If you watched May 29th SmackDown on Friday night, then you saw the New Day honor Shad Gaspar and Sasha Banks honored Hannah Kimura with armbands. If you saw on New Day, their armband said Shad, who they knew. He was in Crime Time as they were coming up. They had met him, hung out with him and everything, and felt like they really wanted to honor him. And if you paid attention in the same segment, Sasha Banks also had an armband on that said Hannah. She, from what I understand, actually met her. For those of you who don't know, Sasha Banks went over to Japan, trained before coming over to NXT, and when she left WWE last year for a period of time after WrestleMania when they dropped the belts, she actually went over there and trained last year. And it's my understanding that she met Hannah then, and I thought that was excellent that both of them chose to do it and kind of do it in the same way where it was obvious if you were looking at them or looking for it, but the casual fan wasn't going to possibly pay attention. Abraham Reisman announced through Twitter that he's working on a Vince McMahon biography book. He is looking for people to talk to him. It's unknown whether Vince McMahon will cooperate with this or allow others to cooperate. Reisman was asked when his release date was, and he said, maybe 2022. So, year and a half long process. Bianca Belair and Montez Ford ended up starting a website called The Culture Connection. And on it, they say this is to advocate, learn, share, interact, and promote positivity. And I think that they had been working on this for some time, but what a better time in our world to, open this, to, let people be aware that, hey, our website is available now and that they're going to be promoting positivity out into the world and to the young fans of wrestling. I think that's awesome. If you didn't see it posted somewhere on the internet, you need to go look up Jon Moxley's Twitter, or just kind of put Jon Moxley into Google and I'm sure it'll pop up. Jon Moxley posted a picture of his bruised tailbone injury that he suffered at Double or Nothing with Brody Lee, and I don't know if bruised is the word. It is black. I don't know when exactly that picture was taken, whether it was taken right after or this is what it looks like a week later, or I don't know, but it is unbelievable. No wonder he didn't wrestle on Wednesday night. I don't think he'll be wrestling this coming Wednesday night, but I'm sure it hurt him to even sit at the announcer's table and watch Brian Cage's match. It was also reported by Dave Metzler of Wrestling Observer that Dominic Dijakovic is being called up and is going to be placed on the Raw roster. So I think that's a little interesting. He is not as big of a name as what Matt Riddle was, so I'm shocked that they announced this so soon after. But I think that's interesting. They got rid of a foreign bruiser type wrestler personality in Rusev, and now are kind of bringing up the same type now. And so I kind of find that interesting. And then to end news and updates, I want to congratulate Dolph Ziggler. I'm fairly sure that he is not listening to me, but hopefully one of you out there that is will tell him. I want to congratulate him on Friday night SmackDown when he took part in the Battle Royal. That was Dolph Ziggler's 500th. Now, did you hear me? That was his 500th televised match as a singles wrestler since November of 2006. Now, that's not counting all the singles matches that he does in house shows or on pay-per-view or that he did in tag teams. But that is just as a single wrestler on Raw and SmackDown, 500 matches. Congratulations, Dolph Ziggler. Because the next people behind him only have about 400 from what I understand. So, props to you for having good health and not taking a lot of time off. That's unbelievable. If you guys have any questions, comments, problems, or protests, you guys know you can hit me up on Wrestling Overtime's Twitter or Facebook page, or you can write me at wrestlingovertime@gmail.com, and I look forward to hearing from you and talking to you soon.